Literally, fuck off. 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 Literally, fuck off.
I know. Look, I have a button on my microphone that mutes everything. And I press it, and sometimes it doesn't go, okay?
Literally, fuck off.
Wrong DR. I'm loyal. I don't jump from season to season like that. Sorry, let me take my multivitamins. Are you Ainsley? How are you guys? How was New York? Oh my god, it was a lot. Oh my god, it was a lot. Very, very busy. Did they ever change the color of the pink strip in your DR during the season? No, they didn't. And what's up, Eth Animal? Big fan. BB26 Cory Quinn is. Here's what I'll say. We'll see. We'll see how
Literally,
Quinn does
fuck
this
off.
season, but I'm a little skeptical right now. He's doing a lot. All right. Let me thank some subs. Nicholas, Rune Queen, Brenna,
Literally, fuck off.
Gilp, Kindra, Lexi, Laker Girl, Key Bearer, Colleen, Nicholas, Aubrey. Thank you for the subs. He's a Cory Twitch sub. I don't believe that's true. I think he has chatted before, but I think he was gifted a sub yesterday. JPR, thanks for the
Literally,
gift
fuck
as
off.
well. Appreciate that. I'm missing BB25. I don't know why. Like the season's good, but man, I'm nostalgic.
Literally,
I will say,
fuck off.
I'm finding Big Brother 26 a little bit hard to follow. It's almost like too all over the place for me. It's very fun. Ethan, thank you for the sub. I'm already subbed to you. I
Literally,
don't have to
fuck
pay for
off.
that. Jamie JCS, thank you for the 8 months. Nathan, thank you for the gift. Can't wait to speak to you. Anonymous, thank you. You guys are
Literally,
going crazy.
fuck off.
2 fights already. Are we qualifying the Angela Kenny situation as a fight, or are we talking about Lisa and the hammock? Maybe they're both half a fight, so they
Literally,
combine
fuck
to
off.
one. That was an argument. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Kenny's got to stand up. Same with Kat Dunn. Lisa's a bit much. Lisa is gold. You know, Haley was wrong. We need more recruits. We need more recruits.
Literally, fuck off.
Nizer Bees. Thank you, Madalena. Thank you. 8 months. Bit of an update. America and I are not going to Providence. So we're leaving here
Literally
Thursday night
fuck
for
off.
Connecticut. So that gives us a few more days to chill. I think it's the right call. It just makes our lives a lot easier. We'd only be there for like a day and a half. So we're going to be here for a bit. Thoughts on the Izzy thread? Was there an Izzy thread? What does he do? Did Izzy make the thread, or is it a thread about Izzy? Because if it's a thread about Izzy, I'm about to get in there. You're going to love it? Okay. Okay, well
Literally fuck off.
let me dial in for 1 second. Sorry, let me move you over here. Let me fix the screen capture. I want to capture a window. All right, we should be good. All right, in honor of the upcoming first ever Wurtenberger Wednesdays, I've decided to start controversial takes whenever I have them. In this case, Monday night. BB25 to BB26 cast equivalencies. Brooklyn is red. Someone's going to have to explain this one to me. Michelle, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. I don't know if I see this yet. Brooklyn and red. I mean, kind of involved in the alliances, but not like the most active, and you feel like there might be something off, something problematic, but we're not seeing it yet. Keeping it pretty low key.
Literally
Wilk, thanks
off.
for the 8 months. Married mothers, Southern. I don't see it just yet. Yes, you in Americas. I think I'm probably Joseph. I mean, obviously I could be Quinn.
Literally.
That's the obvious
off.
one, but I think Joseph might actually be a cleaner fit. And then America, I guess, would be Leah, right? I think that makes sense. Thief Juice, thanks for the 8 months. T-Core is Jag.
Literally
Petty.
fuck off.
Thank you so much for the 5 gifted, Petty. I appreciate you guys. Do you guys miss me? You guys are very generous right now. The real one saw I was live at like 3 a.m. yesterday.
Literally fuck off.
I appreciate you, Petty. How are you doing? This I disagree with a lot. Like, Jag was very active. T-Core is pretty passive.
Literally fuck off.
Plaza's Hag. Plaza Shag. Thank you for the 8 months. Don't see this yet. Angela is Heisem. Yeah, I think
Literally
Angela is
fuck off.
Heisem, but like people misremember Like Heisem was not getting in arguments. Tell Izzy to come on and explain her choices. I don't got Izzy on Discord or anything. I don't know. I don't know what this is. This is interesting. Joseph is Mimi. What is she cooking? None of this makes any sense.
Literally fuck off.
Joseph is so active, and Mimi was like unconscious that first week. I agree with this. This is the one I agree with. Steel is now a 1K bit badge earner. Thanks, Steel. Lauren McKay
Literally
Love,
fuck
thank
off.
you for the 2 months. How are you? I see this. Obviously, I'm Team Karsten, but in terms of the energy, Reindeer, thanks for the prime.
Literally fuck off.
Rabina is blue. I think so. I think blue is much more active in the game than Rabina. They have similar like energy in the DR.
Literally fuck
They're
off.
very much like performing, but like strategically, I think blue was doing a lot. Was she doing well? Jenna Main, thank you for the prime. 2 months. Tucker is Izzy. I see this. Obviously, Izzy was much more active strategically, but similar like levels of vendetta. You know, they've got their opinions and they'll stand 10 toes down. Yeah, I think this is right. I don't know who else would be there. I mean, I think you could say Cam is Kenny though, but Cam was never giving up. I think this is probably the best comparison you can make. Yes, 100%, 100%. Okay, I think early game this is right. Quinn's getting off to a much hotter start than me, which is good and bad. Someone's got to speak to this. Leah is Riley. Matt is Cam. I agree with this. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. Okay. Huh. This is very funny. This is the most batshit. The
Literally
chemo
fuck
Jared
off.
thing is hard for me to see. Slight lurk star. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. Cam BB26 is much more likable than Matt BB25. Week 1, everyone was chilling with Matt. America being Ainsley, I mean, everyone was joking that America was AI. And that first week, like, it was hard to find her on the feeds. I kind of see it. He's just here to cause chaos, even on Twitter. Tell America, I'll show her later. But yeah, this is a cursed ass list. I think very little of it makes any sense. But thank you, Izzy. Very good. Very, very good. How are you guys doing? You guys enjoying the feeds? You excited for the 14-hour stream bonanza tomorrow? Oh boy. Did you film the podcast? No. I think we're going to film it tomorrow or later tonight. Probably tomorrow, honestly. I'll take like a 2-hour break for lunch and film the podcast, eat, come back. I'll have something on stream for you guys to watch. Rate this season so far 1 to 10. So far, I'd give it a 9. 10 just because who knows what we could have gotten. I want people to temper their expectations a little bit. And I understand it's Big Brother community, so I'm not saying, But, like, Big Brother 25 was one of the best seasons ever until week 7. Even week 8. You know what I mean? So, like, people are like, oh, it's already better than BB25. We had a great week 1, too. And a great week 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, So it's off to a great start. I think the no siree factor should like make the gameplay more fluid, albeit all over the place. But so far it's good. So far I've got no complaints. Zombie week ruined it. Yeah, but even before zombie week, week 7 is kind of slow. More equitable comps this year. Okay. Let's talk about this. I have a lot to say about this equitable comps conversation. Because right now, so far so good. I'm happy with all the comps I've seen. The veto spelling, that's a pretty equitable comp, even if there's very physical elements. The strategic, the brainy puzzle element is still more important. Basically, the puzzle element, the mental part, has to be significant enough where the smart people can overcome the less smart people, despite the physical disadvantages. The problem with BB25 was the mental stuff going on in these comps were very simple. It's like it didn't really come down to like who had the best combo of physical and mental. It was like everyone could do the mental pretty quickly, so it just ended up being physicality that mattered. I did see Kenny throwing in the towel, and hopefully the house says no. I mean, I want Kenny to go for sure. I'd rather Matt stay, but why would anyone else vote him out? They should take a shot at Matt. I just recorded an interview with Bowie earlier today, and she says that your comps were equitable. Tom, why do you interview Bowie Jane? Also, they very obviously weren't, but also Bowie was saying she
Literally
shouldn't have
fuck off.
Bowie was arguing that targeting Matt and Jag at the double eviction was the wrong move. So, we're always going to disagree on some things. Thanks, DJ. BB25 comps were equitable early too. No, they weren't. The first one was a balance beam. Second one was a relay race. Third one was a crapshoot. But then the fourth one, maybe pressure cooker, is pretty equitable. Yeah, I mean, you know, it has its moments. It was just the back half and the vetoes were really inequitable. So the point of it, the equitable comps, is so far so good. But I want you guys to be a little bit careful because it's been 1 week and Lisa won a veto against not very strong competition. Let's be real. It was Chemo, Kenny, Joseph, Angela, and Brooklyn. Maybe Brooklyn is like Bowie Jane levels of competition ability. I imagine Bowie's more athletic. Joseph seems more like me than Jag. So it's not like Lisa has beaten Matt, Jag, Jared, and Cam in a comp. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm saying. So like everyone I think is overreacting a little bit, but that's how it goes. BB will always disappoint us. I don't want you guys to set yourselves up for disappointment. Are you against athletic comps in general? Not necessarily, but I think there should be a balance, obviously. I think if there's going to be an athletic comp, there should be a mental element to it. There's also ways to do athletic comps that are not like foregone conclusions. You know, like endurance competitions, for example. Throw a puzzle at the end of it. You were mentioned on the feeds. Oh my god, someone send me a clip. We made it. Okay, so you guys know what's happening in the stream. We are going to, change the channel to BBN, the Big Brother Network. Go through some of the news of the week. That should take most of the stream. Then we're going to do a press conference after. You guys could ask me whatever questions you have about the season. Ask me about New York if you want. So, and then tomorrow, we're going to be watching the feeds all day. Literally all day.
Your shorts were...
And it's going to be good. We're going to do player rankings tomorrow, all preparing for my Wednesday live feed update. All right, let's see it.
Clown.
Your shorts were at your...
Oh, that too.
No, but I think another time, was it last season? They did that game, but it was
Ooh, does she know my name is the question.
like chicken bait.
I don't remember.
A different one. But have the... I think that's why they added bodysuit on her.
Yeah, let me
didn't
see
have
them.
it, and it like...
Is that why he had the chicken thing?
I think so.
Keep coming.
It was the humility,
Especially,
but then he...
is there a raid?
It was the same kind of coup,
Yeah.
and
Like,
I didn't get the universe thing. I thought that was stupid.
of course,
knowing you now, like, that's fucking...
They think it was Jag.
I was like, this is lame. This is cool. I like
No,
the AI.
you got
AI,
that.
that's dope.
These are the scraps I'm getting excited for.
if you got that one, I don't think...
Yeah.
You've been like, you know what? Cast somebody.
Productions like Joseph, we don't want your tips, all right? We've been doing this a while, okay?
Glad you guys at least had that, because yours would have been...
Joseph Casual confirmed, or is he just hiding his super fandom? Who can say? Who can say? Quinn will mention you at some point. Well, look, Quinn might have been talking about me for the past 6 hours, but they just cut it out of the feeds. They were letting me do some camera talks at the start. It's not like I was doing them every night. You guys caught most of the big ones. Yeah, in BB25, oh, you don't have to hide your knowledge of BB25? Yeah, but you know, it's not a bad thing. Albatross,
Literally,
thank you for the prime, man. Appreciate you. I thought Quinn beat the Turner allegations. Is this just he doesn't smell? That comment? That was funny. Show Quinn's logs. How do I even check that? Is it /user? And then what's his username? Every now and Quinn. 37 messages. Interesting. Starting December of 2023. All right, let's dive into this.
Literally, fuck off.
You can do this. This is your moment. Clear eyes, full heart. What were we doing December 16th? This absolutely has to be during eviction notice. It says clear eyes, full heart, can't lose. This one takes courage. Ryan, think of the children. Is that a shout out to you, Ryan? No, never stop, not stopping. Be brave, darn it. Yes, be brave, Skeezy. Harness your inner James Hewling. Be this season's twin twist. You think about it, Skeezy is kind of this season's Janelle. Matt Hoffman, Skeezy, now reveal the lie you've been telling everyone all season. Alright, okay. Then he took a prolonged 4-month break off the stream. Came back on March 22nd. Saying, live feeds flashback. I'm going to pass out, OMG. This is how I rap after 37 White Claws. Song of the summer. Ah, oi, govna. It's hard without context. This is how I rap after 37 White Claws. Is this possibly Flavor of Love related? Alright, so then we go back on March 26th. Survivor players as sports franchises. Any BB26 predictions? No way he comes into chat saying any BB26 predictions. This guy's so fucking annoying. Oh, it's so funny. Knowing he was in casting. Yeah, it's late March, too. Charlie repping the Wirtz. Kenzie seems cool, too. Her winning would be a fun season to watch. All right, big Survivor fan. As an RHAP viewer, how hard was it not watching their BB25 draft? Greg should start his own city. Eviction Islanding Greg. Medevac. On April 18th, he says, who is Rick and do you love him like a brother? I assume talking about Superfan Rick. Oh, wait, he's talking about Greg from Love Island? That's crazy. Who is Rick and do you love him like a brother? He comes back 4 days later. Does exclamation mark play? So he's played marbles. Some of you guys have played marbles with a Big Brother player. Saying, someone call Rick. Big Superfan Rick guy. Big Superfan Rick fan. He said, this is June 13th. So this is less than about a month ago. Man, what? Could you turn it up, Your Honor? Say what you will about Red. He was killing it in those tie-dye tops. I think I'd be upset too. Get him, Taryn. Oh, positive gang. I think this might have been a clock tower kind of vibe. And then on June 25th, 2024, his last chat, he said, R.I.P. R.I.P. Tombstone. So I think I can say with confidence, Quinn, every now and Quinn, is Quinn from BB26. And with that being said, we will be VIPing every now and Quinn. And if he screws up and does some stupid shit on the feeds, I am well within my rights to un-VIP him. Why didn't he DM you and say he was on the show? He doesn't know me. He's like, what if I leak it? What if I tell someone? What if I tell America and America tells Blue? Or what if I tell Suri? You know, there's a lot of problems. It is super crazy to think that, like, on Thursday, one of these Big Brother people is going to be out and, like, on Twitter. Probably not Kenny, but... Hope he remains unproblematic. He will remain unproblematic. The thing is, you have to understand, like, people who are not problematic don't accidentally say crazy problematic things on the feeds. That's not how this works. So. None of this cast seems very problematic. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to cast aspersions on anybody till they do something deserving of it. All right, everybody. Do you want to get into the news? Are we trying to lock in right now? I'm gonna add the BBN emote soon. Let's get right into the news. That's right. All right, let's do it. I hate how the camera's flipped. Let me fix this. I'm getting so uncomfortable looking at it. This week has been wild. I think you guys probably feel the same as me. This week has been totally upside down. All right. What's up? All right. Corey, when I'm on BB27, will you look up my chat messages? Thunderdog? Absolutely. Okay. Who's ready to dive in to the first in-season edition of BBN? So many things to talk about. Now, obviously, I can't touch on everything that's happened this season. It's been a very disorganized season. No dominant majority alliance. Everyone's kind of flowing through the game. There's a ton of powers in play. It's not as simple as family style and the professors and some people in the middle. That is not this first week. And if you want to figure out what's happening every single day, every detail, go watch Terran. I can't do that. That's above my pay grade. What I'm here to talk about is the stuff I want to talk about. So we'll touch on the major beats of the week, the different competition results, some of the different twists, some of the different big moments, and we'll use that to kind of talk about this season. How was the midterms? It was amazing. Wait. First of all, rest in peace, Joe Biden. He was so young. He was so young. Biden 2024. Coconut Hive, we up though. So, anyways, that's all I got to say on that. He was just a kid, yeah. America made such a good point. It was like people were saying, "Oh my God, the BB26 House guests are gonna come out and like not even know that Biden stepped down and Trump was shot and Kamala's the nominee," and America was like, "They don't care. The people on the season do not care about who's running for president." And I think she's right. I don't know how much of a vested interest many of these people have. Kenny does, yeah. So, anyways, let's get into the first current event of the week. All right, Quinn, the one and only. There's a Quinn Leah budding showmance that I don't think is a budding showmance, but we'll see. You flirt this early, who knows where you can go. And Quinn, as a result of voting yes to Ainsley, which we can talk about that for a second. The idea that you vote in the returning player and get an advantage is super fucking stupid, but it's okay. Whatever. At least it's not like an America's vote. It was all your own actions, even if you essentially were doing a coin flip and had to pick the wrong side. But Quinn won the deep fake HOH power. Now, I had a little bit of trouble understanding this power. Help me if I'm incorrect. So during any person's HOH over the next 4 weeks, or this week and the next 3, Quinn can take it over and make his own nominees. Now, what that means is I'm going to be HOH and nominate Kenny, Chemo, and Lisa, and then I turn a key during the nomination ceremony, and it's different people, right? And then they might have like some audio voice effect coming into play. And this is the whole week, veto, replacement, everything. He can make AI messages with their voice. I mean, that's going to be goofy as hell. So, like, basically everyone in the house is going to know the deepfake HOH power is being used. Right? Because if I was Quinn, I wouldn't even mention it, and when the person turns the key and he's like, I didn't nominate that person, production, what the fuck? If he could just be silent. So they will know it's a twist. Okay. So, this power is fucking busted. It is essentially a coup d'etat that you can use anonymously. I guess it's not as strong as the coup d'etat because, it's before the veto, I suppose. But this is some shit. Very, very strong power. I've heard how Quinn plans to use it. Now, let me say, I think Quinn has done a great job so far. Socially, probably the best player in the house, I think. Everyone loves Quinn. Everyone's talking to Quinn saying he's their type of people. They want to connect with him. They have a personal bond with him. But he might be overcooking a little bit because it's day 6 and he's told 2 people about the power, and I don't understand why he told either of them. Did I miss Quinn and Chemo's big relationship? Because I feel like this blindsided me today. And the Quinn telling Angela, I understand it. I think it was a bad move, obviously. But I do understand why he did it. It makes sense. It was the HOH. She's seen the show before. She's a fan. He wanted to work with an emotional person. She could be like his Bowie Jane or Felicia or whatever. I get it. But obviously, I think he regrets that decision now. Him telling Chemo is crazy, though. Especially considering how he plans on using the power. Because here's how I would use it. This is very simple. I have the deepfake HOH power. I would use it once somebody I'm uncomfortable with wins HOH. Whether they're targeting me or whether they're targeting my allies. It's very simple. Like, I think that's the way to use it. Use it as like a really overpowered immunity idol. Bail yourself out of a difficult week. Bail an ally out of a difficult week. If you don't want to use it the first 3 weeks, that 4th week, use it. You know what I mean? Put up your ideal nominees, create some chaos. Which of the HOHs would I use it on? That's an interesting question. I would use it on Hisam's, I think. I think I would just co-opt Hisam's HOH and then put up, like, some people and then backdoor Hisam would be the play. I'd put up, like, Felicia and Bowie and backdoor Hisam or something. But everyone would think it... I mean, I don't know. All of Family Star was targeting Hisam, so... The HOH is safe, you're right. You're right. I think I still would use it that week and then maybe target, like... like Bowie or Felicia. Probably. I think at that point I wanted Felicia out more than anybody else. Because she was, like, in my spot that I wanted to be in. So I don't know. That'd be the play. But I would definitely use it on Hisam's week. Like, the most important thing is keeping yourself safe. By far. But it's a ridiculously strong power, and Quinn has told Chemo and Angela, which severely weakens the strength of this power. Because now, he needs to make sure they're clued in on everything, and there's always the possibility they can leak this information from this point till day 90. You know what I mean? So they're always going to have that over him. It's going to have to be one of those situations where, like, I told someone about my secret with Zach, and then I have to tell everyone before it gets out, you know? Quinn's plan is to use it during his own HOH, win HOH, and then use it on himself to make everyone think he didn't have the power. It's a really stupid plan. I think Quinn is overcooking to the nth degree. It's like the 1 week you're safe regardless, you shouldn't be using it. If Quinn wins HOH, which I don't think Quinn should win, I think Quinn should throw it, especially having this power. Quinn should probably put up, like... That's what's so confusing about the season. There's, like, no clear nominees for everyone. I guess for Quinn right now, it might be, like, Mackenzie and Matt, if Matt's still there, and maybe Lisa. Obviously, Lisa would be there. But, like, noms are not that clear for anybody. He wants Lisa? Like, that's the power move? Can he use the deepfake HOH if he won the HOH the week prior? I'm sure, great. There's no way that's where they draw the line in having back-to-back HOHs. On BB25, you're able to play in as many in a row as you want. They would not draw that distinction here. No way. I think Quinn is doing very well socially. I almost wish he didn't have this power because I think all of his bad decisions and bad reads and bad moves are surrounding the power. Like I was, especially my first few weeks, I had no power basically, so I had to just really work hard socially. And I think Quinn would benefit from being in that spot more than having this like potentially game-changing power. I waited till week 6 to make my big move, and arguably it was still too early. So that's my concern with Quinn. People are already talking about him as like, hey, everyone likes Quinn, huh? That's a little bit weird. So it's a little bit worrying. Okay, let's go to current event number 2. America's Veto. Welcome back, America Lopez. So, Mackenzie, the other winner of the BB upgrade, has America's Veto, which is kind of like a balanced power. I actually don't hate it. I mean, compared to Deepfake HOH, it's useless. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not bad. So basically, during the veto ceremony, after, I guess, the first veto is used, you can choose to use America's Veto, which functions the same as a normal veto, except instead of the HOH naming a replacement nominee, the America votes on a replacement nominee. Now, I don't know how exactly that works, because when does America name a replacement nominee? You know what I mean? Like, how do you... Like, when does America vote, and when do they make the decision? It happens eviction night on the live show. Oh, that's fucked up. That is so bad. That is terrible. Did you not watch the show? We were flying yesterday. I didn't get a chance to watch the edited episode. Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, it's not a super strong power for Mackenzie. It's kind of like the Suri Jared thing of like, Jared was not necessarily a huge advantage to Suri, but it did fuck over a lot of other people's games. Like, it fucked up Red's game really hard. America's Veto is not going to, like, give Mackenzie the win, but it's going to get somebody evicted in a spot where they have no right being evicted, you know? I assume it works as a normal veto, so Mackenzie's protected. I think it's interesting Mackenzie's not using it this week. But yeah, I mean, look, it's an immunity idol for herself, which is good. It's definitely something to make yourself feel better. And honestly, I think Mackenzie needs it because I am not impressed with Mackenzie as a player right now. In my preseason power rankings, I had Mackenzie at what did I have her at? Number 2 before Jaspe. I had Angela 3. My reads are not as good as I would have hoped. But yeah, Mackenzie is disappointing me a little bit. My reads are not perfect. So again, when do you decide to use America's Veto? Is it just during the veto meeting? Because I assume you have to, it's before the ceremony. I mean, but that's so interesting, because doing it before the ceremony doesn't make sense, because you don't know the situation. So, like, okay, if someone's backdoored, can you then veto the backdoored person? At the end of the veto meeting? Okay, that makes sense. All right. It's how you'd expect it to be. Okay. Interesting. Last question. If someone is vetoed off the block, they're safe for the week, right? They can't be renommed through the second veto. It's a question I asked during the double veto week during my eviction week, funnily enough, and they did not have an answer to it. Is hers anonymous or no? It doesn't seem anonymous. I I literally asked production, I'm like, okay, if someone is off the block on the first veto, can they get backdoored on the second veto? And they were like, I don't know, we'll check. I'm like, are you serious? Really? How the fuck? Come on. It was the same thing of like, hey, can I play in this HOH competition? And they're like, we'll get back to you. They never got back to me. Now, does anyone have a theory as to why Quinn got deepfake HOH and Mackenzie got America's Veto, or are we just saying we'll take it? Just a little bit of production happenings. All right, well, look, you know what? We'll see. We'll see. I think it being in Mackenzie's hands is a little bit boring, but she might need it. So if you're hoping for it to come into play, I'm down. Also, it's going to fuck up somebody's game, but the benefit is it's not going to fuck up someone's game who we love, right? Because it's an America's vote. So from a viewer's perspective, I don't think it's going to be that brutal. Maybe this is how we get rid of someone we hate, which purity of the game sucks, but, you know, it's not all about that. All right. Who do we think would go up? Right now, I think it would be Matt, probably. Matt or Mackenzie. Can't be Mackenzie, though, so I guess Matt. Angela? I don't know. All right, let's go on to current event 3, and this is a big one. All right, so this is the picture I'm using for AI Arena. It's like a thumbnail, like a Screen Rant article. Okay, let's talk about the format of the season, because this is a weird, goofy little format. So, the HOH nominates 3 people instead of 2. The veto functions as normal as far as I understand. The HOH does not automatically play in the competition, but they do have a chip eligible, and all 3 nominees select somebody. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure we'll have it definitely clarified on Wednesday. And, you know, veto functions the same. Our 3rd nominee is named, and then before the live eviction, there will be an AI Arena. The HOH draws 2 chips. Okay, so this is interesting. The HOH draws 2 chips. How does this work then? Someone explain it to me. Is house guest choice not a thing? It's gone? And if HOH or Nom gets picked, they get to pick house guest choice. Damn, that's actually an ingenious solution. That actually makes so much sense. No house guest choice, but everyone's chip is in the bag. So Lisa's chip was drawn, which gave Lisa house guest choice. Is my understanding of it, Sugar. No, deepfake's only better. Right. For sure. Okay. All right. That solution actually makes a lot of sense. So, 3 nominees, veto, with 2 people drawn, and then there's an AI arena where the 3 nominees compete in some sort of competition. The winner saves themselves, finalizing the 2 nominees who the rest of the house guests then vote on. Now, let's run a poll. I'm curious to know your thoughts. AI Arena. Good, bad. Have your voices heard. Because there's a lot of benefits, for sure. Now, I imagine, you know, you guys know how I feel about it overall, but my hair looks so stupid right now. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Ryra. I appreciate that. All right. 66% bad, 34% good. Honestly, that's not that bad. Usually I feel like most twists is like 90-10 bad. So let's talk about the problems. The first problem with the AI arena is it empowers competition beasts. Now, so far comps have been equitable. There's a high likelihood that the AI arena will be equitable as well, especially if it's during the live eviction show, because it has to be something quick. It can't be like cockadoodle zoom. It's going to have to be like a Caitlyn type puzzle, or maybe the Cameron, the Frankie Battle of the Block, something like that. So that's good, but that's not even the problem. Let's assume it is equitable, which is a massive assumption, but let's assume it for now. As an HOH, I am far less likely to target someone who is likely to win a competition for two reasons. Number one, they could win AI Arena. Number two, they're more likely to then win HOH and target me. The beauty of the backdoor in Big Brother is once that veto box is closed, your target is on the block. Every physical element of the game is irrelevant. They're on the block, and if you have the votes, you can get them out. It's very simple. Unfortunately, that's not the case anymore. So, I think you're really incentivized to target the weaker players. Because even if someone like Chemo or Kenny is able to win the AI arena and protect themselves, they're probably less likely to win HOH than someone like Matt, Mackenzie, Tucker, for example. Now, I think this is done for a couple of reasons. I think number one, they don't like backdoors. Obviously, I don't think they liked Cam being backdoored twice last season. I think they viewed that as a bit of a bummer. Probably hard to edit an interesting episode when all of the drama comes down to the veto draw. But number two, I think they're trying to combat the problem of no blindsides and unanimous votes. So let's talk about unanimous votes first. The way that this gets rid of unanimous votes is pretty simple. Because AI Arena, as far as we understand, happens very soon before the eviction vote, it's going to add a lot of complexities to each specific vote. So theoretically, every house guest this week has to plan, who am I going to vote out between Kenny and Chemo? Who am I going to vote out between Kenny and Matt? Who am I going to vote out between Matt and Chemo? You'd think that would lead to less unanimous votes because there's going to be so much more going on. There's going to be less time to prepare. It'll just cause a lot more chaos, right? So that's possible. I see Rai says, I don't see how this helps with blindsides, though. I actually disagree. I think this specifically does help with blindsides quite a bit. Now, the reason for that is simple. Because AI Arena exists, no matter how consensus of a house target somebody is, there is still a reasonable likelihood that they survive. There's a 1/3 chance in a vacuum, even higher if the comps are inequitable. Anonymous, thank you for gifting Rai. Welcome. Right? Because anybody could survive any given eviction vote, you kind of have to keep everyone in the dark because they might survive, they might win HOH. Maybe you could spoil it between the time of the AI arena and the eviction vote, but I think that's very unlikely. Just being in that house, the way that these live evictions work, you don't really have time to go and strategize very much. You're kind of being dicked around by production the whole time. Matt's a good example. Everyone wants to vote him, but no one will tell MJ that. So that part of it's really good. Now, there are a lot of downsides that come with this. Number one, it is very, very difficult, I think, to flip a vote. Scally made this point. I think it was a really interesting point. So, because of this shifting nomination situation where you could have 3 different pairings of nominees by eviction time, it's really hard to flip a vote because you don't know if flipping your vote is even necessary. So let's say it's Matt versus Kenny on the block, and all week everyone's targeting Matt. But there's a big shift to try to flip it to get Kenny out to keep Matt. It's very simple, right? You have to fix your vote. But you're not going to expend all that social capital and put in all that effort and risk your game if then Matt or Kenny could just win the AI arena. And all of a sudden it's a totally different vote. Because okay, well, I want to keep Chemo over Matt. You know what I mean? Or vice versa. I want to keep, Chemo over Kenny. So it makes it really hard to flip a vote to campaign. I feel like really how it's going to end up working out is people are just going to have a hierarchy of this is the person I'm never evicting, this is the second person, this is the third person. But it's just really, really hard to imagine the amount of like Waffle Wednesdays and flip talk that we had during Big Brother 25. Because it's just confusing. Like if it was Izzy, Felicia, and Suri on the block. Or let's say Izzy, Felicia, and Blue. I would not try to flip the vote on Izzy at that point. Because if Izzy wins and I did all that work to try to flip the vote on Izzy, I'm fucked. My thought was, if I'm able to flip this vote, part of the problem is gone because Izzy will be evicted. But there's not that certainty anymore, so it makes it a lot more complicated, and I think it's much less likely for votes to actually flip. I think a counterclaim to that is, well, most Big Brother seasons don't have a ton of flipping. You know what I mean? Like Big Brother 25 is kind of the exception in that. Most of the time, the votes are pretty solid by a Tuesday, by a Wednesday. So maybe that problem is not like the hugest ones, but just looking at this season so far, it feels like it would be a very flippy house. It feels like it. And it's also a very messy cast, so maybe they're not thinking this many steps ahead. But I'm not sure. A last point, I think Taryn made this one. It's kind of difficult for people to campaign because you can't run really a negative campaign as effectively anymore, because you basically have to campaign against two people. One of them is going to stay, and one of them is going to win a competition to keep themselves safe. So, like, how do you campaign? If I'm up against Cameron, I could just spend the whole week shitting on Cameron, talking about how he's not loyal, how I'm better for your game. But if I'm up against Cameron and Chemo, now it's like, okay, well, I have to convince you that I'm better for your game than both of them, but one of them's going to stay, so I don't want to totally shit on somebody. In a way, it empowers the nominees by giving them a chance to win a competition to keep themselves there, but it disempowers them in terms of, like, I don't know how the fuck I would campaign on this season. It's really hard. Why campaign hard if you might win the comp? I think that's also a part of it. You're going to be a lot less desperate. Maybe you'll see less people, like, giving up. Like, imagine Jared on Zombie Week. Like, Jared never gave up because there was a chance he could come back in the house. Like, maybe, like, I mean, Kenny's already given up, though. You know, but maybe if you're, like, a player who you feel like the house is all stacked up against you, you're still going to try to form bonds in case you win AI Arena. It's worth it. I don't think it'll cut down on unanimous votes, but it will give more blindsides. That tends to be my view as well. But blindsides do lead to more unanimous votes. Or the opposite, less unanimous votes. Because, like, if Matt is blindsided, I assume MJ is also going to be blindsided, you know? So I think it'll happen, but I don't think it's going to be a ton of split votes. Right. Could you explain how it will give more blindsides? The reason it will give more blindsides is because going into eviction night, all three nominees, no matter how clear the target is, have a chance of staying. If Matt is the clear target, he can still win the AI Arena, keep himself safe, and then play in the next HOH. So, while house guests used to be like, hey, Matt, like, I am voting to evict you. I'm sorry, man. I respect you, and I don't want you to be, like, embarrassed on national TV. You can't do that anymore, because now, even if the vote is definitive, Matt could just save himself. Here's what I will say. I think it's a very intriguing twist. I'm interested to see how it plays out. I think some thought was put into it. There's going to be a lot of problems as well. We'll see. I think it's interesting. I think it's a lot more interesting than a lot of twists. But overall, I don't like it. Shockingly. What do goodbye messages look like? They'll look the exact same, I think. You'll just do them for 3 people. Hey, I want you here, but if you don't win AI Arena, you're gone. I don't think so. I mean, you could try, but the other house guys will think you're shady for that. Optimistically, maybe this twist ends after 4 weeks. Potentially. My biggest fear with this whole 3 nominee situation is I think it's going to be like the right move every week is going to be to nominate like some combination of like Lisa, T-Core, Chemo, Kenny if he's there. Like, I think you're always going to make safe nominations because if you put up a threat, they have so many chances to save themselves. They could win the veto. They could win the AI Arena. And yeah, Matt was backdoored this week, but Angela was really close to not backdooring him because of the twist. She just had to because she literally berated him in front of the entire house. That's my biggest concern. I think it's going to be like BB16, where we just have the same people nominated every week for the Battle of the Block. It might get a little bit boring. They're not making any big moves till this twist is done. Depends on what you define as a big move. Is targeting Matt a big move? Kind of, but he's the house target, kind of. It's very confusing. That's about my thoughts on it. We'll see. We think this twist lasts until jury. I mean, optimistically, it might only last for 4 weeks, because that's the length of Mackenzie and Quinn's power. So maybe this is like the first 4 weeks of the game is this format, and then we'll move on to something else. But if they're like Battle of the Block lasted until the final like 9, and they had 4 nominees at that point. So we'll see. Chemo, Perpetual Pawn, I think so. Did you say you wanted Kenny or Matt gone? I want Kenny gone. Matt provides a lot more. Kenny is already resigned. Even if he like gets in the game, I don't think he'd be a very entertaining player. I just want the entertaining players in the house, is my stance. Has your winner pick changed? You're not allowed to change it. Your winner pick has to stay the same. Simply Sarah. Thank you for the prime. I appreciate you. But right now, if like gun to my head I had to pick a winner, I think you have to pick someone like Chelsea. I think it has to be. Right? Like Chelsea, you could argue Quinn maybe, you could argue Cam or Brooklyn. But I just don't have that much faith in Cam yet. I don't have that much faith in Cedric yet. In terms of like functioning as strategic players with like agency, bettering their own games. They're playing really well so far, but I feel like I've seen more like active work done by Chelsea. Bitch, I chose Mackenzie. Look, Mackenzie was my second choice, my second winner pick. My first pick was Joseph, and I feel okay about Joseph for now. Not a great week, but not a bad week. He's fine. He should be okay for a bit. I think Tucker, it was the most popular winner pick, and I don't think he's a good winner pick, but we'll see. He should be safe for a bit. We'll see. Cam has all the usual winner ingredients. It's just, does he have like a great strategic mind for the game? He's obviously a recruit, but he has really good instincts, it seems. But we'll see, like, if he has to make a decisive move to get rid of someone, does he have that dog in him? I don't know. All right, current event number 4. All right, let's talk about this. So, Matt threatens Angela with his crazy eyes, says, if you target me, I gotta target you, put you on the block. Seemed like Angela was overreacting a little bit and doesn't sleep all night. Here's what I'll say. Look. I hate to be that guy. I hate to be judgmental, not understanding, not empathetic. I was someone who didn't sleep in the Big Brother house. Like, barely at all. Maybe an hour or 2 a night, max. Some nights, not at all. I wasn't doing this. Granted, I wish I was. I'm sure you guys do too. But, look, I think it's partially sleep deprivation, the stress of the game. Also, I think Angela's got that dog in her. I think it's that simple. I did see she's on, like, a million shows. It's very funny. So, Angela comes downstairs, gives a massive speech and oratory to the audience, calling out Matt Crazy Eyes. Brings his mother into it, which wasn't even that bad. It was saying, like, your mother would be ashamed of you. Your mother would be pissed that she raised a brat, which wasn't that bad. It's not like she was saying, like, your mother's a whore. Where would you rank her speech? So I saw yesterday Matt was talking to Angela about, like, trying to give her a speech for not putting him up as a replacement of, and I'm like, Matt, back the fuck off. Angela's one of the most prolific speech givers in Big Brother history. Right now, I think she's on a very short list. Like, the best speeches in BB history are Dr. Will asking everyone to evict him, Taylor Hale's winning speech, and I think Angela's emancipation. Or proclamation, rather. I don't know if she's necessarily emancipating anybody. Zach Rance. Zach Rance hams it up a little bit. I'm sorry. Is not my type of delivery. Better than Dan's funeral? Dan's funeral wasn't really a speech like that. Maybe you could say like a replacement nominee roulette was a good speech. Your words are shit. So put them back in your ass. Very funny. So she crushed this. There was a tweet that was going around the Twitter streets that was like, all these BB alum who are like, thank God old school BB is back. Why didn't you bring this on your season? And America replied to it saying, not every cast is built the same. If you did this on BB25, you would be expelled from the house. And she's right. Like, like you guys saw Heisem's speech about Riley. He's like, my target is you, Riley. You divided the house too early. I respect you as a person, but I implore everyone in the house to help me get rid of Riley. And we were talking about it on like week 9. The audacity of Heisem to do that. Not that I really cared about it, of course. I thought he was dumb for doing it. It didn't accomplish anything. But that did not work. Jag cried to you and America told him to fuck off. Exactly. Like, this was not a cast where you can be super confrontational and argumentative. And also, I think there's a really important conversation to be had about power dynamics. I think we all love this because it's Angela castigating Matt. And that's good. It's fun. Like, it's punching up, if it were, right? She's a 50-year-old woman. He's a 25-year-old jock. Obviously, she's HOH, so it's not textbook punching up. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not... No one's going to perceive that as, like, bullying. Even if it kind of is. You know what I mean? It's in the same way of, like, you guys loved me yelling at Jared or fighting with Jared or beefing with Jared. Me getting loud and arguing with Felicia would not have been a good look, and I knew that. And it's not like, oh, I didn't argue with Felicia because I wanted the audience to like me. It was like, no, I understand how social dynamics work, and I think that would be inappropriate for me to raise my voice to Felicia. Because Felicia did call some people out during her time in Big Brother, but no one cared because it was Felicia. So I think that should shed some light on kind of what America was talking about, what I was talking about. Angela's iconic for doing this. Not everybody would be. I don't think people like if Cory Wurtenberger is giving this kind of speech to anyone in the house. Maybe to Matt or Cameron. You guys would like it? So, this was insane. Angela wins the first HOH, which I think is a insanely amazing outcome. A very equitable competition as well. Basically, shuffleboard. Watching this competition's like production value versus BB25 is crazy. Our shitty balance beams in the backyard or in the basement, like, I'm like, damn. I thought we were the anniversary season, no? So, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you going to do? So, there's the fourth current event. We move on to number 5. Only a couple more. It's a weird picture. I don't mean to like clip Lisa's like stomach, but this is the veto around Lisa. But Lisa wins the veto. It's not my best work, but I wanted to get the visual of her wearing the veto. So the veto this week, obviously the nominees were Kenny, Chemo, and Lisa. It was very week 1, let me nominate the consensus people kind of vibe, which is annoying, but we get it. That's how it goes. And picked for the veto are Joseph and Brooklyn. So it's the 3 nominees, Kenny, Chemo, Lisa, Angela the HOH, Brooklyn, and Joseph. They chose the spelling competition. That was the competition of the week, which I was pissed about. Does anybody know what my word was? I don't know if I've ever said this. Speculating. I could choose speculate, speculating, speculation. I would need 2 E's would be the tough part, but that was it. Shotgun. I love shotgun. I think that's the most funny thing that's come out of this. Not even Technotronics or anything like that. Spelling comp should have been done individually as the Invisible HOH last season. I don't know. I mean, they could have done anything for the Invisible HOH. It would have been better. They eliminated some letters from the comp. I know what you're saying, man. So, they do the spelling comp, which is a classic. Everyone loves this comp. I don't know why they don't fucking do it every year. But it was very fun. Lisa wins. Apparently, she spelled. What'd she spell? It was like a 9-word letter, heartless or something. Transform. Okay, not 9 letters. I've seen worse. They had a delete button that would randomly make certain letters unusable. Okay. Adding layers to it. I like that. Basically, ridiculous veto outcome because Lisa kind of was the target. Kenny started as the target, and then Lisa kind of entered that role while she started playing more actively. Then she had a full fucking round of HOH-itis after winning a veto, which is very funny. She was wearing it around the house. Honestly, very Cory Wurtenberger coded. I was one of the only people to wear the veto around the house. But Lisa wins, which is a great outcome, because that means a replacement nominee is going to have to be named. Which set off a whole shit show. A whole shit show. Blue Warsers, didn't she? I don't remember that. I don't think so. Lisa, I think all of us were a little bit skeptical of Lisa. We thought she might be good TV, but she might be like a Jillian from BB19. We don't know what to expect. She started off kind of boring. Holy shit, has she delivered since then? Her confronting everybody at the hammock saying, so, what's this bullshit about me not being a chef? What the fuck? So, little bit of drama there. Angela lit a fire under her, I guess so. Tucker's beef with Lisa is justified. Okay, I need the live feed correspondents in the chat to lock in. Based on what you've seen of Lisa's food, what is your review? What have her dishes been so far? Do you think people are bitching, or is it actually bad? Because the glitter, I think, is a gimmick. You're not serving celebrities. You're serving micro-celebrities. Future micro-celebrities, mind you. It's not bad, but it's not good. Look, here's what I'll say. In the wonderful celebrity chef Lisa's defense, you don't exactly have a Michelin star kitchen and ingredients at your disposal in the Big Brother house. So, I'm sure with all of her materials, she would do a better job. But, yeah, I'm not super impressed so far. Tucker's not a fan. Here's what I'll say about Tucker, also. A lot of people are living for Tucker's one-sided vendettas. As long as he keeps those vendettas directed at the right people, you guys will love him. The second he aims that crosshair the wrong way, uh-oh. The second he's like, ooh, T-Core is kind of rubbing me the wrong way. This chemo. You know what I mean? So far, he's picked Matt and Lisa, which are great choices. But he hates Kenny, another great choice. Maybe this guy just has good taste. But yeah, we will turn on him when necessary. That is exactly my point, Zeldy. Absolutely. So basically, this set off a big replacement nominee hoopla. Very messy and weird, the shit that was going on here. So, obviously, Angela's instinct was, I'm going to nom Matt as a replacement. The problem is, Angela thought Matt would have the votes to stay because she thinks no one's working with her and everyone who's working with her is just pretending and they're actually working with Matt. I will say about Angela, like, it's very funny watching the spiraling, but, like, it is a little bit uncomfortable and sad to watch. I don't know if you guys get that at all. Like, She is really going through it, and I hope she has a positive experience on the show. I feel like if she gets evicted week 2 or 3, she won't enjoy this looking back. So I hope she has enough time in there to recover, and we get to see her more in her element. But as far as TV, she's being wonderful. She's doing way better today. Yeah, it seems that way from what I've seen. So feel a little bit better. She's a gamer too, absolutely, which I could always appreciate and respect. So basically, her instinct is I'm going to put up Matt, but I'm kind of nervous. Matt could win AI Arena, protect himself. That won't be good. Also, there's a fear of, do I even have the votes to get rid of him? Everyone's working with Matt. Matt's in the best position in the house. He's not, but that's what Angela thinks. So the alternative is how about we get a little crazy and try to get someone to volunteer to be a pawn? She floats this idea to Matt because Matt and her have a long conversation. Matt wants a witness there. The witnesses don't want to be there. Matt brings up the idea. Let's get T-Core on the block. T-Core, maybe Tucker, one of the two. And Angela's like, all right, I'm down as long as one of them volunteers. As far as I understand, T-Core never even knew this was a thing. From what I saw, all of T-Core's conversations with Angela were super awkward. Tucker found out from Matt that Angela told T-Core today. Okay. Matt told Tucker that he threw his name out there, which is crazy. And Tucker started bugging out, spiraling, pissed at Matt. Went up to Angela, was like, Matt's got to go. Matt's got to go. Matt's got to go. So I think, that kind of solidified things. But fucking chaos. Angela, I thought for a moment was just playing Matt. Matt left the room, and then she looked at the camera. I was like, does he think I'm an idiot? That kind of vibe. But she's done that to literally every person she's talked to. So it's hard for me to be like, wow, she's smart. She's onto him. Because she also has a conversation where someone's like, hey, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Oh, it's good. And they leave. She's like, that motherfucker. What they think they just did. Can't trust her cam talks. No, she's playing us too. She doesn't trust us. So it's a lot of bullshit and stupid garbage to end up at the destination of Matt's on the block. Long story short, Matt's on the block. The last thing to discuss, I guess, is kind of the house structure a little bit more broadly, because it's very all over the place. There's the Pentagon, which seems pretty legit. Honestly, it's just legit for me because there's a lot of competent players involved. I believe it's Cedric, Cam, Chelsea, Quinn, and Brooklyn, which I kind of trust all of them individually to be pretty good. I think the most chaotic, honestly, has been Quinn. But they're very competent. They should all be there for a while. Chelsea, Cam, and Cedric seem to be like a core 3. They're in a lot of things together. Chelsea, I think, is probably the strongest player of the 3 of them. Trying to solidify tonight. That's good. I saw them trying to lure people in their room by spilling water and stuff. It's very goofy. But there's also the collective, which was Angela's power structure that doesn't really exist. There's the barber shop, which is what Matt tried to form, which doesn't really exist. There's this Leah, Mackenzie, Matt thing, which is doesn't really exist, but Leah, I think, actually does like them the most. But hopefully one of them gets evicted, so Leah just gets put on the right path. Leah's been kind of fun to watch. Her relationship with Quinn, I think, is funny. I like her and Lisa as a pair as well. Which one do you think is going to be racist? None of them, Barack Obama. I'm feeling good about this season. Feeling good. Need Lisa and Quinn to hook up? That's a crazy thing you wrote in the chat. So, very excited. Are you in America going to see Deadpool and Wolverine? I think we're going to see Twisters first. Twisters. That kinda is the situation in the house. We'll go through every player in depth tomorrow. We're going to be doing our player rankings, the chopping block, also just 14 hours of being on stream discussing it. I'm sure we'll get to everybody. The last thing we're going to do on today's stream is we're going to do the first of hopefully many press conferences. Hello, everybody. How are you? How is everybody? Now, there's a lot to talk about this week. I tried to hit on the major points, but I assume there's a lot of stuff that I did not talk about that you would like to hear my thoughts on. And this is your opportunity to hear those thoughts. So, anyone can type anything in the chat. I will pull up the question, hopefully to the screen. I hope I was able to work that out. And we'll do a quick press conference before ending. We'll go for like 20, 30 minutes. All right, let's talk about this. Is it working? Let me try to do this again. Here we go. All right. Quinn and Leah being compared to you in America. How do I feel about it? From Elise Fuma. Here's what I'll say. America and I weren't even in contact at this point of the season. So they're moving at light speed compared to us. I like them. I think they've got a lot of chemistry. If you're flirting this early and you both stay around for a while, it's more than a possibility. I think the comparisons are not super, like, Leah isn't quite, like, America's not quite Leah, and I'm not quite Quinn. Like, it's very, you have to, like, squint a little bit, and you can see it. I will say the social difference between me and Quinn is very different. I think I'm a lot more losery than Quinn. I think Leah's more airheady than America. But I like them together. I hope they don't get together because that will be devastating for the Patreon. Absolutely devastating. Rude Twitter trolls. Yeah, I mean, I talked about it last night on stream for a bit, but it seems like there's been a lot of hate recently towards me. Very weird. Towards America too, but I think more so towards me because I'm actively tweeting about Big Brother a little bit more. Very weird. I'm not sure exactly why this is happening. I think it's just like I'm active on BB Twitter and some people don't like that. Possibly. But it's been weird. I don't like it. I mean, look, I think a lot of the insults are like about they're physical, saying I'm ugly and whatnot, which never feels good. But I can kind of just put those people in the they're idiots category. I think what sucks for me the most is when I see like one of those posts with like 900 likes. I'm like, damn, really? I will say I've gotten very aggressive with the block button, which I think has helped a lot. Basically, I find these threads. I don't look for them; they pop up for me, and then I go through all the quote tweets, all the messages, and just block anyone who is at all negative. And I think that's just the way you should use Twitter. And I say the same thing to people who hate me. You should block me and Katie and Bree and Ned. You know what I mean? Don't expose yourself to energy you don't want to have. The misogyny towards America is crazy, of course. And it's all very silly. Like the people who are talking about like, oh, you guys didn't bring any drama to your season. It's like they were like, damn, Cory, the second you fought with Jared, your game ended. And then like I didn't fight with Felicia. They're like, damn, Felicia, you're such a pussy. Why didn't you fight with Felicia? And then this year they're like, Angela, please, thank you. I wish BB25 brought this drama. Like, there's no. Come on. Do y'all have an official Discord? No, I don't. There's like unofficial ones you could join if you want. I'm not in any of them. I don't want to be in any of them. I think it would make a little bit. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't want to be that involved. Okay. Other questions? Are you keeping up with The Bachelorette? Yeah. A little bit. Obviously, I didn't watch this episode, but. No one should ever speculate on if a woman is pregnant or not. They weren't speculating. They were just being mean. I don't think they were genuinely. Is the BB25 rewatch dead? Now that BB25 is on. Wait, no, I don't want to pin this. Unpin. I want I want to post it up. No, not this one. How do I do this? Sorry, 1 second. I'm having some trouble. See, it's letting me like pin it up here, but not up on the screen, which is the goal. I feel like Twitter's genuinely worse. Yeah, I didn't mean to even pin this. I just wanted to, use it. Check your layers. No, it's very goofy. So the green screen. So the button that I'm supposed to click to bring it up to the screen is on top of another button, so I can't press one without the other. It's like a very goofy fucking design choice they made. It just makes it like impossible. It was just as bad as last year? No, I think it was the same. Like, BB Twitter is always terrible. I enjoy it, and I want to use it, so I block everyone who's mean. Resize? It doesn't... I don't think that solves it, because it's all, like, built into the same thing. The BB25 rewatch, it's not dead, but I hope you guys... I'm sure you guys assume it's gonna be a little bit, not our exact highest priority. Sorry, I'm just working at the kinks of this thing. Are you gonna do the stock watch at all this season? If they invite me, I'll do it for sure. I'm sure I'll do one. But also, I'm doing an update every week, which obviously I know I talked about it yesterday. But how cool is that? Doing a live feed update every Wednesday? That's so fun. So yeah, like I'll do it if they ask, but I'll be talking every week. I'm sure they're gonna want to invite other people on who are not on as often. And I think that makes sense to me. How do you think Quinn uses? How do you think Quinn should use his power? I think you use it the first time there's an HOH you're uncomfortable with. The first time there's an HOH you do not feel super comfortable with, you feel uneasy, you just use it that week. Give yourself an easy week. If you're in such a good position, just wait till your fourth week, your final week, and then make noms as if you're an HOH. And yeah. I'm giving up on the chat highlights for now. We'll fix it later. How do you use the quieter? How do you see the quieter players, Chemo Core, flipping the script in their games later down the line? I think this is a good season relatively to be a quiet, low key player. And I think that because like the power structures are so unsolidified that you could actually have a bit of a slow start and still work out. I am worried about T-Core specifically because Chemo I have more faith because Chemo's a fan. T-Core is pretty clearly not a fan and seems pretty reserved and low key. Very likable though, which is probably the most important thing. I think it's not a good sign if you're starting very chilled out, you know. But I think this season you have more of an opportunity to get back in the game. What do you think about Leah? I feel good about Leah. I mean, look, I think she's a flawed player. Certainly, she needs to bail on MJ and Matt. Get in with Quinn. Maybe try to rally up the T-Core Chemo kinds of people. But she's playing fine. She's an active player. She's very social. I think she might be locked into that sixth place spot. I could see her having a very Angela America trajectory of like her name probably is always going to be out there. People are going to think she's shady, but I think there's going to be bigger targets and she'll make it far. What have you heard about Decor from your speech and debate circle? Nothing really. I know some people who know her say she's nice, but I don't think anyone knows her super well. Where's America tonight? She's in the other room watching The Bachelor. I guess it's over now. She's hanging out. Probably watching the feeds. America is so much more of a live feeder than I ever thought, and so much more than any of you ever will be. Holy shit, it is all the time. It's absurd. Like carries around the laptop around the apartment. Did you not believe her when she said? Well, I think you guys got to understand. I'm not a live feeder in that way. I'm a feeder. I watch the feeds, but like I'm watching tomorrow all day in preparation. Usually, I would just kind of check updates and like watch for a couple hours eating lunch. You know what I mean? Or like if I saw something happening on Twitter, I would then hop on the feeds. So yeah, America's locked in. It's not the same with that archives. Yeah, it's annoying. Also, the way you switch cameras and you have to like confirm, very annoying. Very annoying for no reason, but I'm pretty proud of BB Twitter so far. Anytime someone's tried to take shit out of context and make weird accusations, I feel like we've shut it down. We just got to stick with it. Is she actually in chat? There's an America in Livey chat. I feel like if America was in the Livey chat, she would name herself America. I watch feeds for an average of 10 to 15 hours a day. That's badass, Nino. Do you actually watch them or do you just have them like in the background, living your life? Yeah, Liquidated's doing his best. Tucker and Chemo talking in the Have Not. There's like a substantial group of outsiders that could band together, and like Quinn's not an outsider, but if it's like Quinn, Leah, T-Core, Chemo, I feel like there's something to do there, you know? Maybe even like a Rabina. I know Rabina and Tucker are close. I think that makes a bit of sense to me. And obviously, that'd be really good for Quinn because we give him another option. One of the people I really don't know the deal is fucking Joseph. I don't know where he's at these days. Is everyone just suspicious of Joseph? Kenny told Chemo to vote him out over Matt if it comes to it. Did I miss some conversations between Matt and Kenny where they like bonded or something? Like here's what's happening. I think Kenny doesn't want to do Big Brother because it's a lot harder than he thought it would, and he feels socially isolated because he kind of is, and he's miserable. He doesn't want to do it. He wants to go home, and he's trying to angle it through. I love Matt so much. I respect him. I want to give him a chance, as opposed to I don't want to be here. No, I did. I watched the clip of Matt and Kenny, but like that's it. Like that's what we got. It's not bad. Like I saw the clip, but Matt's dad is a cop. Yeah, I get. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we've had the feeds for a while, and I haven't seen the bonding that Kenny is talking about. And it's not like Matt is backing up Kenny In the same way Kenny's backing up Matt. When are you going to Connecticut? Thursday night. So I will be here for the update. Kenny is so fake about his reasoning. That's my instinct. My instinct is he wants to go home and he's trying to come up with a nobler reason. But, I'm not in his head. Why'd you cancel the Providence trip? It just didn't work out. Like, it would be a really quick turnaround. We'd literally be leaving Wednesday at like 5 a.m. And I'm doing the update that day, and we'd have to be rushing to the hotel, and there's a layover. It just would be really messy for like a day and a half in Providence. And it's a shame because it would have been fun. Would have seen Turner, but I think we just get to relax so much more this way. I think. What kind of comp do you think the AI comp will be? If it's a live eviction, like during the live episode, which we all assume it will be, I assume it would be something like Caitlyn puzzle, Cameron do or die zombie week competition, something quick, something equitable. I don't think they're gonna do like a running back and forth competition. That seems just unlikely to me, especially if they have an HOH comp theoretically built outside. Like they can't have a huge set. Chemo may actually have the edge in a puzzle. You can't say that though, because like on Survivor you can say that because you could like practice, but like being a strong mental player does not make you good at puzzles. Like Cameron is much better at puzzles than me. I think Jag is better at I'm not good at puzzles. We've no reason to believe Chemo is good at puzzles. Obviously America's very smart. She's not good at puzzles. Like it's really puzzles is like its own skill. Actual mental competitions are different when it comes to like memorizing stuff or studying or days. Like that's a different thing. Puzzling headlines, yeah, that's true. Puzzles are easy if you're good under pressure. I think there's certain truth to that, yeah. I think how you manage and deal with pressure is the most important aspect of like how good you are at comps. Odds that Quinn's power doesn't get used, I would say like 20%. Like it's a power you should use. It's a really good power. Like you basically get an HOH free of blame of HOH. I mean, honestly, if it comes down to it, and Quinn's like, all right, my secret's too many people know, I just gotta say it. He could just stay before the HOH comp, like, hey, I'm the deepfake HOH. Like, I have this power. I'm going to use it. So this HOH comp's irrelevant. If you guys just want, he could do that. He shouldn't, but like now that he's already told Chemo and Angela, if it gets out, he wants to use it on himself. If he gets HOH, he's an idiot. He's very smart, and I have a lot of faith in Quinn as a player. But like, I think he's having a little bit of he's getting a little too excited. He's overheating a little bit, which I understand. I think if you gave me this power early, I would have cooked up some asinine plans. Using it on himself is way better if he didn't tell anybody. Exactly. Look, I want you to think about every single possibility. Ideally, you keep it to yourself. Like, this is crazy. I was thinking during we were doing BB Comics, so like while some people were doing it, I'm waiting in their room. I'm like, if I win, do I put up America? Do I like put up America to make it seem like it's not me? I put up like America in blue and backdoor Matt or something. Take off America, to try to pretend like it's Jag. And like obviously, I would never have done it, but you think through everything, and I think Quinn is just thinking it through out loud and with Chemo there. So like I'm down for him to be playing through the possibilities. It's just I hope he doesn't land on this one. And also the beauty of the power is you get an HOH when you don't win it. Yeah, exactly. Incompetent. But I'd love to see it. I think it'd be a messy ass week. I think the thing is, I don't think Chemo would tell anybody. Chemo strikes me as kind of a passive player. Like he might just keep that secret. He doesn't seem like a rat to me. And then Angela, I don't know. He's got to keep Angela close. got to keep Angela very close. Angela forgot. No, I think Angela remembered, right? And here's the part about that. Like, even if Angela did forget, even if she did, Quinn doesn't know that necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, Quinn's always going to think Angela knows, which is going to really inhibit what he can do with the power. Yeah, I mean, Chemo and T-Core don't seem like a locked-in final two, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's not... I think Chemo's trying to figure out his game right now. Yeah, Angela remembers, confirmed today in camera talk. Yes, that sounds right. I guess she just forgot the fact that, like, Lisa was... Yeah. It can't be Lisa and Quinn because they're in the same comp, but... Could MJ use her power during Quinn's deepfake HOH? I assume so, yeah. I assume that America's veto overpowers the deepfake HOH. I would think. Will America pop in during a 14-hour stream tomorrow? Yeah, of course. She won't be sitting here the whole time with me, but she'll definitely hang out. It also won't be 14 hours straight. Like, I'll be live the whole time, but I'll probably take, an hour break. 1 or 2 times. What's on the agenda in Connecticut? Have you in America been before? It's a family reunion. So, I don't know. Probably dinners, going to people's houses. It's not super exciting. I don't think we're going to be pre-gaming for much of it. But, coming back from Connecticut, we're bringing a special guest, Molly Wurtenberger, to the villa. So that's going to be super fun. We'll have a lot of stuff with Molly. Who's Molly's fave so far? She likes Leah and Rabina, I believe. Leah and Rabina. Would you be a good president? I think I'd be a good president, yeah. I'll say it. So shockingly, I like my own ideology. I think I'd be good. I'd surround myself with experts. Be good. I will say, being on Big Brother makes it impossible for me to run for president or any elected office. There's too much material they can look towards. There's too many clips. What's your ideology? I'm very far left. Probably a democratic socialist would be how I would describe it. Is the next Diary Room podcast coming out tomorrow? I don't know. I'm not on it. You think that, but think of all the Trump clips. Yeah, but if Biden had clips like that, he wouldn't have a chance of winning the presidency. Same with Kamala Harris. I was asking Mr. Ligori. I didn't see Matt was in chat. What's up, Matt? I'm nervous for the Diary Room podcast because the first like 3 episodes, they've all had like crazy good matchups. Like eventually we're gonna run down to like we're gonna run out of good like interesting players. You don't have any controversial clips though? Yeah, not about controversial, but like embarrassing maybe. So you know what's crazy? I met Glenn Garcia, the Freakazoid, and I immediately made a Joey Rodriguez joke to him, and I regret it. I regret it. Why'd I do that? Not good, not good, not good. What did he say? He went with it. He was a good sport. But I don't know him that well. I don't know why I did that. That was definitely out of pocket. How many drinks deep before that conversation? 0. I pre-gamed a little bit. So like 30 minutes before I had like a seltzer or 2 maybe, but I was sober. I'm very self-aware. Like when I'm drunk, I'll say I'm drunk. Thanks, Chris. You guys got any questions about New York before I head out? The watch parties, anything like that? People I met Eric Stein. That was awesome. Love Eric. Super, super sweet. I did watch the 40 clip of Amanda ripping Michelle. I'm excited for the challenge 40. I'm really excited. I wish I wasn't spoiled, but I'm excited. Was there really a line to meet you in America? Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like, I don't know everyone else's experience there, like the other house guests. I'm sure Taylor was like mobbed, but like I think it's because obviously it's a lot of fans who are there, and America and I are like the fans of the season. But like anytime we walked in, we'd basically be stuck at that entrance for like a couple hours, and then we would have to like move to a place that was like less obnoxious for everyone. So we'd move to the corner and like get a table and meet everybody. But it was pretty crazy. It was very funny. I just felt kind of bad because I didn't, we America and I think we're such fans. Like if someone wants a picture, we'll wait there for 8 hours until they get their picture. Because I don't want anyone to like wait in line and then not get it. So we basically were just doing a meet and greet the whole time, which was fine. It was really good meeting everybody, but it was very overwhelming. I think very, very overwhelming. Y'all really are that popular in these circles. If we're just walking on the street, Jag, Matt, Cameron are getting more love. Anyone that made you fanboy? Paul. Definitely Paul. Meeting Paul is crazy. Like, I feel like I meet these other Big Brother house guests, and I feel like I'm on their level. Like we're like acquaintances. Even someone like Taylor, who obviously iconic Taylor. She's Taylor, but like she was just on the show. I've talked to her before. She's pretty normal. Paul is someone who like I watched growing up, um, and obviously is such a Big Brother legend. It was incredible to meet them. Very nice too. Very chill. They clearly don't go to like a lot of Big Brother events. Don't watch the show anymore, but they were cool. They were cool. Is Paul the best BB player you've met personally, you think? I mean, Paul or Dougie. Yeah, Dougie. I barely met Dougie, though. I think you could argue Danielle Reyes. Um, Tiffany is also good. Eric Stein's good. I met a lot of people in that. Oh, Kevin Jacobs. Yeah. Kevin Jacobs is the best player I've met. I mean, Dr. Will, I guess, right? I think you could argue Kevin Jacobs is better than Dr. Will. But yeah, Dr. Will, I did meet. I've not met Vanessa, no. Can you in America get a P.O. box so we can send fan mail? I don't want to get a P.O. box because I don't want, like, I feel like y'all are doing too much. You guys are too nice. I feel like bad almost. I don't know if that's, like, silly, but, like, I don't want you guys, like, spending, like, your Saturdays making stuff for us. Like, we're not, we're just hanging out. People send weird shit, yeah. Cory, stop talking crazy. Kevin was not that good. Kevin Jacobs? I mean, Kevin Jacobs is like Kevin Jacobs is in the same tier as Derek, Cody, Dan, Will, Andy, and I think I love Will as a character, one of the best ever. But in terms of a player, I think you could definitely make that argument. Is the podcast going to be a trip recap? We'll talk about a lot of stuff. Yeah, Twitter, trip, who we met, a lot of stuff. Thoughts on living in New York after the trip? Yeah, I'm a little anxious about it. Look, I'm gonna give it a chance. Like America moved to Nashville for a while. I'll give it a chance in New York, assuming law school works out. Obviously, I have to get in. But it's very overwhelming, and I was bugging out a little bit in situations where I really shouldn't be bugging out. But it's just so many people around, and there's nowhere to go and get quiet. Um, it's very stressful. It's because you're going to touristy places, kind of, but also America knows the city. Like we're not just going to like Times Square. But yeah, look, I hope I could handle it. I think is the way I view it. I hope I can. But I'll live there for a year. I don't think I'll regret living in New York for a year, giving it a chance. Do you feel bad Twitter shitting on your season? Personally, I still love it. it's just the most recent season. Like, I think everyone acknowledges BB25 is like a middle tier season, a middle to lower tier. Like, I think BB25 is better than 24. I think 23 is probably better, but depends on how you view 23. We're obviously better than 22, obviously better than 21, obviously better than 19, better than 16, better than 15, better than 13, better than 11. Like, we're better than a lot of seasons, is the point. But we're the most recent season, so everyone hates us. But, you know, it'll come around. Also, this season might end up sucking. It's on to a good start, but so were we. And our good start was a month and a half. So we'll see. I like 24 more, not gonna lie. My problem with 24 was just the cast. I did not connect with the cast watching it at all. It was just the Taylor show. I like Turner. I like Michael. But like the cast did nothing for me. I thought BB25 had a much more interesting set of characters. Also, I think BB24 was bailed out hard by Taylor winning. Like any other outcome, I think that's a bottom tier season. The Tiki time, yeah. How far are you along in Lost? Season 3, episode 5. Coolest gift you got from a fan? It's over there. I'm not going to take it out because it's like on the bottom of my luggage, but someone made a wooden board of a lot of my quotes to America. It's actually very corny, but America loves it, obviously. It's very sweet. I'm at final 5 of 24, and I don't see why Monty doesn't get more love. I think a lot of people are relatively high on Monty's game, but they're not a fan of how Monty treated people on the season. Him and Terrence would have some ridiculous conversations about Taylor and a little bit gaslighty. But as a player, I think Monty improved a lot during the show. And he also won a lot of competitions, which makes it easier. Season 5 finale is one of the best episodes ever, Andre. All right, one more question. One more question before I get off. Tucker's hangry. Yeah, Tucker strikes me as a Jared. Like, does not deal with have-not well. Ray Dwight? Oh, is he doing Clock Tower? All of the later seasons, the House votes together for everything gets boring watching when that happens. Yeah, I think unanimous votes are not that big of a problem. I just wish the episodes took less time on the live eviction themselves. As long as there's like drama and like dynamic gameplay, I don't care about unanimous votes like that. If there's like one dominant majority alliance, that's when it gets boring. Thank you, GP Eastside. Appreciate you. I feel like Tucker is going to be... look, being a have-not is really hard. It's really hard. Especially week 1 when you haven't really figured out slop yet. Like you're not great at making it. Like, it was miserable. Like, I really can't express enough. Like, I'm not a big complainer. I don't think I was too annoying about it on the feeds, like some people, but you guys can't imagine how hard it is. The sleeping situation our season was easy, too. We got pretty comfortable beds as have-nots. At least I did. Yeah, this was fucking terrible. How much do you kind of lose your mind being stuck in the house after so many weeks? I never lost my mind. I just got tired. Like, you get fatigued. And you know. Like, I never lost my mind, though. And even when I was a have-not, it wasn't like it was impairing my decision-making. I was just miserable. Isn't it just steel-cut oats? Kind of, but they're really shitty oats. So you have to boil them a crazy way, and then you have to put protein powder in them to get the nutrients that you need. Matt has the girls with the Bibles. It's funny. More of a texture problem than a taste problem. It just tastes like nothing. The taste is whatever. The best thing they ever did was overnight oats, which was we got like oatmeal and put like cinnamon sugar and froze it overnight. It was pretty good. No, but Blue's the MVP. When we were all have-nots, she was putting bouillon cubes in our have-not in our slop without telling us. So it was awesome. Blue is nailing it. All right. That'll do it. I'm gonna raid Dwight. Is it doing more? What happens if you break have not rules? No, they don't want to explain it on the show. They'll yell at you. But I don't think that happened in our season. All right, tell Dwight I'm saying hi. I'll be live tomorrow at around 1 Central, noon Central, somewhere around there. I'll be live all day, so I'll be seeing you guys then. Have a nice night. See ya.